Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind group page. And today we're here to talk about stop losing an opportunity because I wasn't prepared. All right, so the reason I wanted to make this video is because so many times through my ATM career, I missed opportunities because I wasn't prepared. And I wanted to make this video today to talk about those opportunities and stop from you guys making those same mistakes that I made, and it cost us a ton of money over a given amount of time. Now, one of the things a friend of mine once said is to take advantage of every opportunity in the lifetime of that opportunity, and that couldn't be any more truthful. A lot of times an opportunity would present itself to us, and because I didn't have the right documentation, because of other situations, I let that go in the heat of that moment, and then I tried to recreate it down the road, and I couldn't get that same muster, and either I was hustling backwards to get there, or I had to put in a lot more energy, and if I was just prepared at that particular time, I could have executed on the sale, we could have got that ATM in the store, and we could have been making money super easy and fast. But because I waited, because the situation wasn't right, because I wasn't prepared, I missed those opportunities. So in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about 4 reasons that I'm gonna identify I missed that opportunity when the opportunity was presented to myself, and how I missed the sale. So number 1 reason is I didn't have the agreement with us when I was talking to the owner. So what happened is maybe I was going to, let's say, a restaurant, and I was trying to get that restaurant, looking for the owner, and all of a sudden I came across that owner, and now I talked to the owner and they're like, yep, you've been here a bunch of times. You know what? I'm interested in putting an ATM. I had some customers ask about the ATM, and now I'm ready to go for it. And I say, you know what? Let me go to my car. And you know what? I got to my car, and guess what? I didn't have the agreement. So now what I had to do is I had to schedule and say, okay, when are you going to be here? The owner said, okay, well, I'm not here. Today's Monday. I'm not going to be here Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be here Thursday. I say, okay, I'll come back Thursday. What time? Now I go there on Thursday, and guess what? The owner, something happened in the owner's life, and they weren't ready to be there at that time. So I missed the opportunity at that particular time. So eventually I was able to get that agreement signed, but it took a lot more work to get that deal done. And sometimes in those situations, I have missed that opportunity. The owners switched their mind. Maybe their wife says, nah, we don't want it, or maybe a customer or somebody said something, and then it altered their decision-making process, and I missed it. Had I had that contract, that agreement with me in that particular time, I could have signed them up that day, had it installed, and we could have been on our way to making money, but I didn't have that agreement. So now I always keep a couple agreements at all times in my car, just in case that happens. The second point is now you go to get them signed up, and they say, well, how long is this going to take? And I say, well, I got to order an ATM. That's going to take about 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, 2 weeks, I don't know. And now I have to talk them through the whole process to get them through it. And sometimes the deal goes south. I lose that opportunity because they're like, well, I was really thinking I could have it next week. So what we do is we always keep inventory on hand just in case these situations arise, and we're ready to go. We always keep a few, we're ready to go, and then as those are put on the street, then we always order new, and then we're in a constant cycle of placing and ordering, and that way the customer doesn't have to wait for weeks and weeks on end. Sometimes you run into a situation where, you know what, you go to order an ATM and they're on back order, and it takes a month, and then you blow that deal. So that's why we always keep a few ATMs on hand at all times. All right, point number 3. So you're talking to, let's say, a manager or a husband, and they say, you know what, I like what you're saying, I'm all ready to go, but I just got to make that one thing. I got to check with my wife, or I got to check with the owner. And so what happens is you're like, well, when is that owner going to be on property, or when is that wife or that husband going to be here? And a lot of times they say, well, they're going to be here this afternoon. It's 11 o'clock now. What time? They say, well, about 3 o'clock. Now you got 4 hours to wait for this situation. What I found out is, you know what? I'll do some other errands, and I'll come back at that time. So if I have to come back, then I come back that same day when they're there. So I don't usually make that mistake ever again. I've made it before. Sometimes it's unavoidable because you have something else to do. For the most part, strike while the iron is hot and get that deal signed as fast as you can when they're ready to go. Okay? Take that extra time, wait for that owner to come, and get that paperwork signed. Again, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and ATM Mastermind Group page. I want to thank you guys for subscribing to our channel. Hope this content is valuable. Always remember to put a comment in below. Ask us any questions or a video that you guys would like to make. We also have an ATM program that teaches you guys an A to Z approach on how to get into the ATM business in case you guys want to take a little bit more deeper look. We go into all these situations and much more in our program. Always remember we have an ATM Mastermind Group page where there's like-minded people just like yourself who want more knowledge in the ATM business. It's free to join, and you guys can just look at the link below and you can join the page. And I'll see you guys over at the ATM Mastermind Group page. Thank you very much.